Welcome everybody, it's guide time again, and today it's the one and only, the number one in the first Pokédex ever released. It's about Charizard. Or in this case number 3 because it's the second evolution. But who cares? Today we're gonna have a look at what moves, abilities, items, etc. are the most effective with our fiery dragon friend Charizard, how to use it effectively and how to win games in Pokemon Unite. My name's Kay, welcome to the channel, and if you like this content and if you appreciate it, I would be tremendously happy if you could support it with a like and the channel with a subscription, because in that way, not only you, but also YouTube knows that this kind of content is kind of good and it will be recommended to more people and more people interested in Pokemon Unite. With that said, let's start right in and have a look. Charizard has the difficulty Novice and is a melee all-rounder with 3.5 star in offense, 3 in endurance and scoring. So you see, it's a very good all-round character with good ranged moves, with good close combat if you want to play it. And now we have a look about the evolutions and the moveset we can use. And before I forget it, Charizard is a physical attacker. That means the stat attack increases the damage of the basic and of all the other move attacks. Oh boy, who doesn't know Charmander, Charmeleon and Charizard? We're starting out at level 1, evolving the first time at level 5 and then finally at level 9. And the first two moves we can use as Charmander are Flame Burst or Fire Spin. Both ranged attacks, Flame Burst, attacks with a bursting flame, and when this hits, a little field will keep burning and increases our movement speed for a short time, and Fire Spin encircles enemy Pokemon with a vortex of fire, and so we spit fire out to the enemy, which decreases not only the movement speed but also deals damage in the whole area of effect. Of course, we're starting out as Charmander and we have the first set of moves for our disposal. In this case, it's not as important as you may think because both are very good, but I like to take Flame Burst first because every time we hit with the move, we're increasing our movement speed and can get quicker to every position we need to, and with a good lane partner, we can strike those Apens down very quickly and get to the top or bottom lane, where Charizard feels very well to play, and this is the first move I would always take with me. And then of course at level 3 the second one comes quickly along, and that's Fire Spin. So you see we have a good range. When using it, a small AoE field is dropped down and all the enemies in this field are getting slowed, so it helps you to not only strike down those farm Pokemon on your lane, but also to stop enemies from running away from you or keeping that at position if you need. But, and that's a very important thing with Charmander, please don't try to fight with it. It's not very strong, the range is very not far away, and you should keep it away and start to level up to at least level 5 to get more damage potential when evolving to Charmeleon. The second set of moves comes with the evolution to Charmeleon with either Flamethrower or Fire Punch. Flamethrower is, like the name supposed, an attack where we're throwing flames and dealing a good amount of damage, and we're also increasing our movement speed again for a short time, and at level 11 we get the plus variant where we're not only increasing the move's damage but also the damage caused by burning. And the second one is Fire Punch, which is also a dash. This lets us fist the enemy into the face and then jump to the place, damaging and shoving the enemies away. And when we're hitting them, we're leaving them burned. Again, at level 11 we get the plus variant, which every time when a basic attack hits, reduces this move's cooldown, and you're gonna see how effective this can be. And at level 5 we can choose one of the signature moves I think everyone knows when talking about Charizard, and that's Flamethrower. Not that only the range is very good, but also the damage is quite acceptable. You working with this move, hitting those enemies, and also getting a small movement speed buff when we use this ability. I don't take it very often, I mostly like to take Fire Punch as my first ability, but you see the range is good, you can deal good damage if striking down, but the dash, the throw and the overall mobility and usage of Fire Punch is in my opinion more effective when fighting with Charizard. The second choice we get at level 5 is Fire Punch, and I mostly like to take it over Flamethrower. You see, the range is also good, we are dashing in the direction and shoving the enemy Pokemon in the way of the attack. That has multiple purposes. For example, your enemies are at your side and you want to push them more to the team, you can do this with throwing them and pushing them. So you're not only getting the mobility from the dash like you see here, we're jumping up, but we're also shoving them away and having again more controllable moves of our opponents. And the first enemy hit is also burned, getting more damage, and I like to use it more because you see it not only looks cool, but of course the effectiveness is more important. and in this case I like to take it even if it has a little bit less damage than Fire Punch, but you see, punching all those bees, getting them away, and it's a very good combination when combined with the other ability I like to choose. At level 7, the second set is unlocked, and that's either Fire Blast or Flare Blitz. Fire Blast is like the first move, but with a huge amount of AoE, so it's like a bigger area, and we are burning the enemy Pokemon and slowing them down for a significant amount. With level 13, we get Fire Blast Plus, which increases the damage dealt by this move. And the second one again is a dash and lets us charge forward, cloaked in fire, and we also throw the enemy Pokemon into the air while getting a shield. At level 13, we unlock the Plus variant, which decreases the movement speed of the enemy Pokemon when hit. But, and this is important, Fire Punch can be launched everywhere you want, Flare Blitz has to have a target, which makes this move a little bit worse than the other option. When level 7 comes along, we are getting possibility to use Fire Blast, and you see the range is as good as our first ability, but when dropping it down, it's a huge AoE field, which slows not only all the Pokemon in its area, but also deals continuous damage to it. And this helps very well because so we can block down a big group of enemies, have the time to deal additional damage, and in combination with our other moves, and in the best case with our teammates, we're dealing a constant stream of damage, keeping the enemies at bay and trying to fight them where we want them to without getting away. And this is also the move I would recommend when fighting with Charizard, which has the most effectiveness when picked in Unite. And at level 7 we also can take Flare Blitz, and I don't like this ability as much, and I'm going to say why. Because you see, the range is okay, but it's also a dash. But you see, when no enemy is in range, we have no target, so we can't dash. We only can dash to an enemy, so it's more offensive. Of course, we're getting a shield, which is very good, don't get me wrong, because you have more survivability with this. But if you want to get away, Fire Punch can help you far more, and you should keep one dash and one damaging ability. And in this case, I would recommend to have Fire Blast instead. But of course, you can try it out. But the combination with Charizard, that is my favorite and my recommended one, Fire Punch and Flame Burst. These two give you mobility, give you damage, give you CC, and combined with the Unite move in the right moment and the burning from your mouth, you dealing good amount of damage, and you can play Charizard as a good all-rounder. And at level 9, with the evolution to Charizard, we get the Unite move Seismic Slam. This lets us fly up into the air, and we can fly over the whole battlefield, not being hit by any obstacles. So you can move freely and have an increased movement speed, and the basic attack, so the flame throwing, deals more damage to the enemies. In addition, we're recovering HP, and we can use this Unite move again to take our opponent, fly up into the air, and smash them down for additional damage. And you see, it's a sure hit, so you can, every time while this move is still active, press R, or in the case of your Unite move button, again, and then use this ability. That's really cool, and we're gonna see how this looks. And at level 9, we're not only starting to fly around the field, but also getting our Unite move. And you see, we are getting up in the air, can fly over every obstacle, and we're spraying additional damage. And in this case, we can't use it on any farm Pokemon, but I'm going to pick some footage to see how it looks when we're using this Unite move. But you can take the enemy, drop it up into the air, and slam it down for additional damage. Not only looks cool, you get a ton of mobility and a ton of damage potential, which can help you in big team fights to just decimate the enemy Pokemon. So it's a good choice, I like it, and you should too. Yeah, and of course we also have a passive ability. In this case it's Blaze. When we have half HP or less, the critical hit rate is increased. So that means when in a pesky situation, we are getting heavier hitting hits out to the enemy to, in the best way of course, still survive the situation and fight those off. And the basic attack for Charizard works in a little bit other way, because this deals increased damage to opposing Pokemon that are burned and deals continual damage. That means smashing your attack button lets Charizard spray fire out of its mouth, and every time we evolve, the range of the basic attack increases. So when having Charizard, we have a longer attack range than Charmander. Oh well, now we have to talk about the battle items, and of course the eject button is a very good solution because we can dive into or out of fights. We have it every 70 seconds and it's an additional dash if we need it. But in this case I can also recommend X attack because you have seen we can deal increased amount of damage having increased critical hit rate when we are below half of our HP. So with X attack we can increase our attack and special attack for a short time and hopefully turn a situation down in a good way. And maybe you know it already when we're talking about the battle items, it's also time for the question of the day. And today I want to know which Pokemon do you think would or should have some other type than it has? In the first generations, Charizard, and I think up to now, Charizard still has the type Fly and Fire. In this case, I think Dragon and Fire would suit it far more impressive with this combination. But who is your Pokemon where you thought, that type combination should be something else? Write it down in the comments. I'm very interested to know where you think that as well. And of course, we not only have battle items, but also the health items. And the combination I would like to use with Charizard every time I can is first Muscle Band, because it increases by a certain percentage of the opposing Pokemon remaining HP, the basic attack damage, increases your attack stat, and like we remember, Charizard is a physical attacker, and we also increase the basic attack speed, so we can spit out flames more often. The next item is Body Barrier, because not only the HP bonus is very good, but every time we use a Unite move, we're getting a shield based on a certain percentage of our HP, and we're giving it to a teammate which has also low HP. So this can turn down situations for us to the good, and we can even use it when we don't have a big fight, but we want to rescue somebody, and this can really turn the tides in our favor. And now it depends how you want to play Charizard, a little bit more defensive or going full offense. When you want the first option, it's Focus Band you should take. Defense and special defense are increased by a certain value, in this case 20, and you're getting with 3 ticks health back when you're reaching a certain threshold with your HP. This can help you especially in the early game, also in clutch situations where you need a little bit more HP to survive this fight. And this correlates very well with the passive ability, and this is Scope Lens. Because when you remember, when you're below half of our HP, our critical hit rate is increased, and with Scope Lens we're getting not only more of that rate but also increased critical hit damage, and we can be really devastating and use devastating blows and moves to finish off enemies when we have the right conditions. So it depends on you. I like to play both depending on the team composition. You see, our flying fiery friend has a very cool moveset and looks tremendously amazing. In the next few scenes, I'm going to show you how I've been using Charizard in games, how I've been using the moves, and how you can turn situations for your favor when playing with it. So let's have a look and have fun. The first scene is going to show you why you should wait for the first evolution to Charmeleon to be the damage dealer you wanna be. You see, we get a 3v2 from the enemies. I'm trying to get away Fire Punch, helping me of course because, like I said, I don't have to aim. And then I get the berry, can strike down my first move. Then again, we're getting the first KOs together with the team. We have the enemy Charmander, it's only level 4, so that's our advantage. We are striking it down, we have enough power, and the Zeraora doesn't try to get near us, so we can clear the farm and level up even further. I know our opponents are a little bit underleveled, but I want to show this strategy. You can play Fire Blast to block off enemies' ways, because they gonna get slowed and they won't get in this path, and of course they get damage. So with this, we can get this Charmeleon down, deal the damage and strike it away and win this fight. And of course because we were a little bit over-leveled. Now it's time for Unite Move Carnage, and you see, still our levels are way up, but I don't want you to miss this scene, how the Unite move looks when there are many enemies. We are getting up in the sky, we are dropping down those flame bursts from our mouth, dealing damage to everyone, and then slamming down one enemy, getting this KO, and again with Fire Blast Plus and Fire Punch Plus and our team, we are winning this. But of course, like I said, we were over-leveled, so yeah, it was quite hard to film something else. Now some other footage from Flare Blitz and Flamethrower. The Flare Blitz can be helpful if you're using it right. You see, we are throwing enemy Pokemon when hitting him, so this Cramorant doesn't stand a chance, and with this Surf it's kicking me behind it, so I get more time to hit it. With Flamethrower we get a good damage boost, hitting it down and defeating it. And shortly after this happened, I was in a clutch. All the enemies tried to get me, but with Flare Blitz I always get a shield when using it, so I have time, again with the combination of the bonus from the healing from the gold and the shield. We can stay alive for such a long time, and you see Archelia is getting down to our lane. They're trying to get me down. They don't stand a chance. Killer tried to get away, and it accepted his fate that he cannot beat me, but then again, with my mate, we could survive it and get further along. And the last one, again with Flare Blitz and Flamethrower combined with the Unite move. You see the enemies trying to get our second goal, and like always, don't go for that second goal. It's not worth it because we can jump there if the whole team is here like we are. So I'm popping my Unite move, getting my basic attacks down. And with that, and the finishing move with the slam, Wigglytuff is down, Cramoran trying to use its Unite move, but against so many enemies it doesn't stand a chance, and God of War tries to get away, but the last hit of the Flamethrower does it for us, and we win this. Oh boy, it's Charizard and it's amazing. Not only when starting out with Charmander, and this was the first Pokemon I've ever played because I played Pokemon Red and this was amazing, but also because the all-rounder role in Pokemon Unite fits it very well. You see, we have cool moves, the Unite move has some special things going around, and it just looks cool when spitting fire and flying around with Charizard around the stadium in Pokemon Unite. I hope that this video could provide you some more helpful information how to play Charizard, which battle and health items are the most effective, and how to use it overall when you want to climb those ranked ladders or just win standard games in Pokemon Unite. My name's Kay, and like I said, I'd be very happy if you could support this video with a like, write down a comment, answer the question of the day, and subscribe to the channel, because in that way, we're not only showing YouTube that this content is good, but we're also growing our community and have more people fighting together, learning more about Pokemon Unite and being more effective when it comes to winning matches. That's everything I have to say today, my friends. I'm very happy that you've been here, that you took the time. If you want some other guides, let's have a look at the channel, and we're gonna see us soon.